Welcome to Pimpy's Investment Chat, where we keep investment talk simple. And here's your host, Pimpy.
What is going on out there, peeps? All right, a couple good moves in Iraq that's going to help those who are invested in the Iraqi stock exchange, and also do a little bit to strengthen up the Iraqi Dinar. So let's go ahead and get into this. Before we get started, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button. If you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel, and I certainly do appreciate it. Alright, I was going to demonstrate something about Facebook censoring once again. But first, it does allow me to see a post from time to time. So let's go ahead and respond to this one. It says, so, if the CBI never had intentions on putting out the old 25 IQD notes, how will they redenominate according to Pimpy takes place? What will the 25,000 IQD be converted to if there isn't a currency to replace the larger 30 notes? Obviously, if they have intentions to redenominate, and they do, there will be a currency that replaces the 25,000 dinar. It'll be a 25 dinar if they're just removing the zeros. But if they don't redenominate and they don't create new currency, well, then they have no intentions on getting rid of the zeros. That's what we want. Keep the zeros on there and change the exchange rate. It says more recently, in September 2024, the CBI announced the release of updated 5,000 and 25,000 IQD banknotes featuring enhanced security features. I remember when these came out. The new notes are intended to circulate alongside existing notes, with no plans to withdraw the older currency from circulation. This indicates that the 25,000 IQD denomination remains a significant part of Iraq's monetary system. Why, is this supposed to be one of those posts like, aha, I got you? That's not the case. You didn't get nothing. While the idea of redenomination has been discussed, there is currently no official confirmation or timeline for replacing the 25,000 IQD notes with 25 IQD note. For the most accurate update, these go to CBI. Yeah, so what are you trying to tell me? At the moment, they don't have any plans on redenominating. Okay, I didn't say they were going to do it right away, but it definitely is in the plans. What we're hoping for is they don't delete the zeros and they increase the exchange rate. But just because this little message came out, that don't mean anything. That just means that they pushed the whole plan to cut the zeros a little bit further down the line. But like I said, there's nothing that's cut in stone. I want the same thing as you guys. Leave all those large zeros out there. Increase the Iraqi exchange rate. Yeah, I prefer it be done that way. I never said it wasn't going to be done. I just said probability is not very good. But this doesn't mean nothing. This just means that they don't have any plans right away. But anyways, I brought this up because Facebook is once again blocking people from posting. Look, past this, look at, I can't do nothing. If I come up here to post, watch. This is what it does. Once again, Facebook is censoring people. Look at, I can't post anything. They're blocking me. I already wrote to them, no response. This is the shit I got to deal with. What else is going on? Iraq Central Bank signed an agreement to develop the capability of its employees in English. So the Central Bank of Iraq announced Wednesday the signing of a training agreement with British Council. The bank said in a statement received by mail, under the patronage of Governor of the Central Bank of Iraq, Al-Alaq, the Central Bank of Iraq signed a training cooperation agreement between the bank and the British Council. In the presence of the British ambassador to Iraq, the agreement was signed on behalf of the Central Bank Director of the Directorate of Human Resources Affairs. So the agreement comes within a framework of enhancing joint cooperation between the two sides aimed at developing capabilities of Central Bank of Iraq employees in the field of English through organizing specialized training courses in cooperation with the British Council, which contributes to the rising language proficiency and enhancing professional communication at the regional and international levels. So basically now they're going to do things both in the language of Iraq and English as well. Oh man, I heard all kinds of videos about this. Oh, people jumping up and down. Iraq approaches WTO membership after completing comprehensive technical responses. So right here is what is left for Iraq. You can see the WTO accession process involves several key steps. 1, 2, and they're now on 3. There's some other steps down below they got to do. See that? Remaining steps for Iraq. The next step for Iraq include intensifying bilateral negotiations on market access, reviving its MFTR, updating its legislative action plan, and submitting required accession documents. The The chair of the working party has invited members to submit specific questions in writing by August 15th of 2024 and asked Iraq to provide replies and additional documents. A fourth working party meeting is potentially scheduled for the first quarter of 2025, which is now, contingent on progress. So something like 400 and some questions were answered, so they are through this process. You can see right here it said, it was explained that in a statement received by the news that the national team in charge of completing the accession requirements has finished answering more than 450 technical questions submitted by the members of the organization, which reflects Iraq's keenness to achieve the strategic goal. So the members have already submitted their questions and Iraq has already responded to them. So this should be coming up real soon here. So Iraq is almost halfway through being reinstated in the World Trade Organization. Their goal is to be reinstated by 2030. Again, if you're invested in Iraqi stock, this is big news for you. Iraq activates the TIR system, boosting international trade and security, says IRU head. So how the TIR works. So the TIR system is a global customs transit system designed to streamline the international transport of goods, primarily by road. It operates under the United Nations Conventions on International Road Transport, aiming to simplify customs clearance procedures, improve efficiency, and enhance global trade facilitation. The International Road Transport Union manages the TIR system globally under the UN mandate. So basically, it's going to help streamline goods that are being transported on the road. So this is going to be awesome for Iraq's economy, without a doubt. These are the types of steps that we like seeing Iraq take. That's why I'm saying right now, when I tell you that you're coming in on the ground level, when it comes to the Iraqi stock exchange, I anticipate it to really blow up as time goes on. And Iraq doesn't do anything to screw anything up. The one big road gets out there. They're back with the WTO. As you see right now, the TIR they're involved with. This is streamlining their goods being transported. All very good. As far as the post on there about there not being any recent development in the redenomination of Iraqi Dinar, that doesn't mean nothing. That just means they're going to hold on to the bigger bills longer. So I don't anticipate anything big happening to them. They didn't say, oh, we're going to hold on through the 3 zeros and then increase the exchange rate. So don't mess things up and don't get confused. Just because they said there's no plans recently to redenominate, that just means we're going to hold on to these bigger bills longer. What we want to see is any articles in which they're talking about increasing Iraqi exchange rate as long as the zeros are on there. But just talking about the currency, we don't care. We want to see them talk about the change in the exchange rate. That's what we want to see. There's no news there that was posted. That's nothing big. Anyways, that's it for now. Get back at you later. I'm out.